Welcome, everybody. Welcome to another Community Fit, and in particular, a midweek desk stretch. And our last one of the year, our last one of the series. But don't worry, we'll be back early next year for another round. In fact, several more rounds of Community Fit. We already have a couple of requests in. If you see me looking over, I'm looking at chat. Any more requests for today? We have some stuff for front of the legs and shoulders. Any further requests for today's practice? Going once, going twice. Cool. Okay, so we're going to kind of get a whole body thing in, but in particular, working with some shoulders and front of the leg stuff. But as always, we're going to start off with our nervous system regulation work, because nervous system regulation work is the key to everything. So today, if you have a practice that you prefer to do, by all means, go ahead and do that practice. And if you're like, I don't, or I want to see what you have to offer today, James, follow me along. I'm going to be doing the nervous system regulation work, the grounding work that I need to do for me today, which doesn't mean that it's what you need to do. If you want to know more about nervous system work, come to our Friday class. So we're going to have a wrap up on Friday and inviting you to kind of come and join or join our Friday classes in the future. Those are all nervous system regulation specific classes. Okay. So for me, I'm going to start off. I feel like the first thing I need is to be present today in the space. So I'm going to start off today with some orientation work. Orientation work for today is just going to be looking around your space. And take some time, go slower than you think you need to go. Almost like you're letting the space meet you, like you're receiving what's in the room versus staring or looking at. And then you're just going to begin to objectively name to yourself the things in your space. And that might sound like a window, a plant, a wall, a door, closet, shoes, clothes, a door, another room beyond the door, more walls, mirror, right? You're just naming the things in your space. Above you, to the right, behind, below. And if that's working for you, keep doing that. I'm going to switch to a breath work now. And again, the breath work I'm going to choose is going to be the physiological sigh. It's a double inhale followed by a single exaggerated exhalation. Inhale, inhale, exhale. I'm going to practice that for a solid minute, starting now. One more. Double inhale, single exhale. Good. So again, 2 requests came in today. Shoulder area in front of the leg. So we're going to start up top and work our way down. Let's bring the hands together, get them warmed. Now we're going to place our right warmed hand onto the left side of the throat. Big, heavy hand draws to middle as I twist my face to look toward the left. Left big, heavy hand, right throat. Big, heavy hand draws to middle as I twist. Other side, and it's like that hand is kind of thick and heavy, kind of pressing and dragging on the skin and the muscle of the throat. Other side. Few more. Last one. Both hands, fingertips touching, go to the back of the neck. Elbows kind of fall a little bit. Both hands are pressing into the back of the neck, kind of a pie. And then the head kind of tilts back and forth, back and forth. And as you do that, you may notice your fingertips sliding away from each other until eventually maybe the palms or wrist, like the heel of the palms, the wrists kind of come together in the front, and then the head just kind of rests. Big, heavy head rocks to the right and the left. Almost like you're letting go of the weight of your head. Hands push the head back up. Right hand goes underneath the shirt to kind of touch and hold the top of the left shoulder. Now, it doesn't have to be shoulder proper, it's kind of in between the neck and the shoulder, your trap muscles. That hand just rests, elbow is heavy. Head, so this is my right arm touching my left shoulder. My head, specifically my right ear, goes over towards the right shoulder. And then I look down and I look up, down and up. One more. Now, it's a pretty good stretch on the neck shoulder area. So to come up, left arm reaches and kind of pulls my head back to center. It's going to keep you from going into that stretch and rebound thing. Other side. Heavy head. Hand presses down, but we're just letting gravity do the work. Head looks down and up. And forward. Arm pulls everything back up. One hand just kind of traces the collarbone on the opposite side. You pick which side. And a little tap on it. Maybe even down into the chest bone a bit. And then you can either cup or make a very soft fist and just kind of patting like upper pec, low collarbone area. Just getting some percussion in there. That hand then slides into the armpit. We just let heat and touch do its job. And then let's do the other side. So hand traces collarbone, can then become a tap all the way down into chest bone. Becomes a cup or a soft fist, a little percussion. Hand slides into the armpit, just letting heat and touch do the job. And release. Now, the two shoulder blades on the backside of your body, technically called scapula. Imagine, let's pick your right one, right? Your right shoulder blade on the back. Imagine that like an eraser, and your back or your ribs, or however you want to visualize it, it's almost like a whiteboard. Now, there's a bunch of writing on the whiteboard. It's covered right to left, top to bottom with writing. And you're going to use your eraser, your shoulder blade, to wipe clean anywhere on that whiteboard that your right shoulder blade can wipe clean. It may look like this, right? It's just kind of embodying or visualizing where is that right shoulder blade and where can I move that right shoulder blade in relationship to the backside of my body. Then do the other side. Same practice. Down low, towards the armpit, whatever it is. Now, for some of you, that might be enough movement, right? The advocation here is for you to go back and try it again. Same practice. Or if you want more, let's step forward. I'm going to move a little bit here. We're going to take our right hand, and the right hand is now an eraser. And I'm going to put my right hand on my back. Maybe it goes low at first. And I'm going to kind of clean off the back. You can think of it as like a bar of soap, if that helps, your hand, that is, or an eraser. And I can kind of move it up here like this. And right now, you probably have the back of your hand touching your back. What if you took and flipped it so that the palm of your hand is now what's cleaning or moving or rubbing the back? And see if you can even get some upper back, maybe even with both sides, the palm and the back of the hand. And think of all of the unique ways you're asking that shoulder to move. And then let's do the other side. Both sides, palm, back of the hand, upper back, low back. And then rest. If one of those was difficult, by all means, feel free to kind of revisit that. For now, I'm going to take my right arm and I'm going to have that right hand touch the left shoulder. Left hand is going to grab a hold of the left or right elbow. And again, I'm going to twist kind of the skin on that elbow. It's almost like I'm putting a little traction. Both elbows then telescope forward, right? So I'm not rounding, I'm protracting. I'm pushing those shoulders and elbows forward. Head is going to stay relatively still. Elbows are going to rotate to the right. Both elbows protracting or pressing forward. And then other direction. One more breath. Back to center, rest. Just let the shoulders move. Other side, left arm, right shoulder. Do a little twist, pressing the elbows forward. Twist to the left, couple of breaths. And other side. Back to center, rest. Just let the shoulders move a bit, whatever that means for you. From there, one hand grabs a hold of the opposite wrist, the other one does the same, and there's a gentle pull or a tug, and you'll probably feel some action, some squeeze in between your two shoulder blades, and then rest. Pull, rest. As you pull, sit up a little taller, not sending the chest up more, just like fully occupying your space. And rest. One more. Pull, rest. Other side. Pull, rest. Two more. Pull, rest. One more. Pull, and rest. A little bit of shoulder movement. Now, before we go down to the legs, I want to offer you an area to work on that maybe isn't the most intuitive, or we kind of think, well, there's no way to really work with that. That work belongs somewhere else. And that area is going to be the belly. When we have some low back stuff, when we have some kidney or rib stuff, when we have anxiety or hip stuff, it's often caused by some tension and some lack of movement in the greater abdomen or belly region. There's some really simple things you can do. I'm going to scooch back a bit, and here we go. You're going to kind of sit back in your chair a bit, like you're relaxing. You're going to put your dominant hand kind of right below where the rib cage is, right above where the belly button is, like on your true stomach area. You're going to put the less dominant hand on top. That less dominant hand is actually going to do the driving, meaning that's what's pressing in. The other hand is just there, relaxed. I'm pressing into my belly on a scale of 1 to 10 at about a 3. So it's not a lot. Then I'm going to take both hands to the left, down, below the belly button, up to the right, and back. And as I move in that very particular direction, I'm just going to notice any areas that maybe feel important, meaning it feels not good, or it feels interesting, or it feels really good, right? I'm going to let you qualify whatever important means to you. And for me, my first stop is like right here. I'm just going to hold. Do some breathing. And soon, if I was doing this on my own, it would be a little longer than what I'm going to offer right now. Soon, it won't feel important anymore. It will just feel like, okay. And then you can move on. And you can look for your next area, which for me is right here. And moving on when you're ready. Good. Now, feel free to keep doing that while I talk a bit. So we're going to move down into the other request we had for today was work on the quads in front of the legs for recurring pain. And there's going to be a lot to that, right? Like, number one is if you feel like you are symptomizing recurring pain in the front of your legs, there's probably some postural stuff going, meaning that we're either sitting too much or doing too much or standing too much, right? Like, it's not a one thing. Like, it's not a one position. It's not a one posture that causes it. It's not, oh, you're sitting too much. It's probably getting too much of one movement type or one position type, and your body is wanting variance. So if you find yourself sitting a lot, stand more. If you're finding yourself standing too much, sit more. If you're a walker and you're constantly walking uphill, try walking downhill, or vice versa. Switching up the shoes you wear, because this area is sort of, the front of the legs is like a workhorse muscle group, right? And it wants that. Legs in general, hamstrings, quads, calf muscles want to be worked. So that is working out. That's sitting, standing. That's going for walks, going for runs. That's different seated postures. So if you do sit a lot, try sitting in different chairs. Try floor sitting. Like, variation and endurance is really what the legs are screaming for all the time, right? So that's sort of the overarching thing that I would say about that. So let's do some variation. Let's do some variable movement patterns for the legs. We're going to start off with an oldie but a goodie that is very familiar in this class, and that's going to be our rocking, right? So one leg over the other. If you've been with us, you know that there's lots of variations to this. But for today, do what you can about getting your left leg over your right or your right leg over your left and doing a little rock. Kind of opening up that hip a bit. And then you can even kind of crisscross it over a little bit more and get a little rock. That might change it up a bit. And then other leg, other side. A little bit of a rock. And then switch it up a bit. Crisscross it over. Finding your center, taking both hands. And again, you can cup or you can make a loose fist. We're just going to kind of hit, percuss, wake up the front of the legs a bit. And maybe even all the way down the sides of the calves and the back of the calves and the back of the legs. Inside. Wow. And then we're just going to take and kind of move the legs like so. It's like one leg and then the other. Almost like you're marching, manically marching in place. Then come to the front edge of your chair. You're going to continue to sit up tall, but we're going to rock the pelvis a bit. Meaning, I don't want to, here's maybe a good way to think about it. Sit up as tall as you believe you are, right? So if you're 6 foot, sit up like you're a 6 foot tall person. If you're 5 foot, sit up tall like you're a 5 foot tall person. Just occupying your space. Look out at the horizon line. I don't care what it is you're looking at. Do not let that move. Meaning, if you're looking out in front of you as you do this exercise, your horizon line doesn't shift. Your horizon line stays the same. Then you're going to rock back towards your tailbone. Chances are, if you're new at this, Your horizon line has just sunk. Go smaller. And then you're going to rock towards your pubic bone, almost like you're arching your low back a bit. If your horizon line shifts up, horizon line stays the same. So it's just kind of mobilizing that pelvis a bit. A lot of front of the leg stuff is also coming from like hip flexors and getting kind of stuck in positions. So we're just rocking and mobilizing the pelvis a bit. And then rest. We're going to take both hands to the back of our chair. And I don't care if that's your armrests, if that's the back, if that's the seat, whatever works for you. Feet are going to move somewhere out in front of you. I'm going to move my chair a bit, somewhere out in front of you. And then I'm going to push down with both my arms and my legs, meaning hands and feet are pushing the ground away to lift my hips forward and then back down. As we do that, we want the front of the hips to be the guide. It's not about arching your back more. It's not about more upper body work. It's about the pelvis reaching forward and then coming back. 3, 2, 1 more. Then go ahead and stand all the way up, just adjusting here. Bob is also up and about. Bob the dog. Okay, from there, we're going to kind of stand a little bit in front of your chair. This is not very smart to do with a chair that's on wheels. You want kind of a stationary chair. We are going to keep our feet on the ground, fully on the ground. We're going to go down and we're going to kind of hover the butt and then back up, right? It's not a full squat. It's just going down. It's like my bum just kind of wants to touch the chair and come back up. It's like I'm testing out, is the chair there? And back up. If that's too much for you, you go down to where you can go down and back up. Maybe you even want to put your hands on the front of your legs and actually kind of feel those muscles work a bit. If you want more, I go all the way down. I commit to resting. I keep my feet on the ground and I come back up. 2 more. And I'm up. I come to the back of my chair. Take my hands onto the chair. I open up my legs a little bit wider than the chair, and I'm going to shift my hips right and left. It's like a little groin stretch, a little inner thigh stretch. And then I find my center and I shift my hips backwards, and there's like a little hamstring stretch. One more. I find center. I round my back. I let my head drop. I lift my head. I lift my tailbone. I let my spine drop. It's like a standing cat cow. One more. All the way up. A little jiggle. Right and left. Shake it all out because you are all done for today. I'll stick around for whatever questions you might have. I believe Alicia is going to come on and talk for a bit. But thank you so much, and make sure you join us on Friday for our last ACT class. Alicia, It's all yours.
Hi everyone. I have a new computer, so I'm not really sure. Oh yeah, you can see me. Hi
Alicia's
there.
having technical
As
difficulties over
usual.
there.
Thank you guys so much for joining us for this session of midweek desk stretch. We've just completed our 6 weeks of that. Of course, we still have our ACT class, our last one on Friday before the holidays. But we do plan to start back up right away in January. I believe January 14th will be our next session. We'll stick to Wednesdays, Fridays at the same time. And we're going to do a series of 6 week sessions throughout the winter and spring. So you will receive the emails for that. If you don't receive the emails for whatever reason, because technical things happen sometimes, just give me a shout out. I'll put the CommunityFIT email in the chat. Other than that, we hope to see you on Friday. And let's see little Bob here. Hi, Bob. I've missed you. He's a sleepy boy.
This is what Bob thinks of my work. He's
Yeah.
like, I've
He's
seen
like, you
it.
put me to
I
sleep,
don't
Dad.
care anymore. Alicia, you got some love on your glasses in the chat.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. Yes, I should have been wearing them last night. I was decorating the tree and sometimes it's hard getting used to something new, and so I took them off and then I went to go step off of the little step and I thought I was stepping onto the table and the table wasn't there. And I totally fell. I did not hurt myself, but my daughter was like, "Well, you should have been wearing your glasses." Luckily, I didn't get hurt. So thank you very much. Yes, I'm trying to wear them more. I need to get used to them. But yes, everyone, let me go ahead and put in the CommunityFIT email. That way you can get a hold of me if you need to. And then also the YouTube. You can also go to our YouTube channel and we'll probably have the recordings up probably around the first of the year. So give us a couple weeks for that. Um, Other than that, I'm forgetting my email. I'm trying to talk and type at the same time. Here it is. CommunityFit at westernhealth.com. I'm getting there. And actually, Raymond, can you go grab the YouTube link for us, please? It's Western Health Advantage YouTube link. CommunityFit Western. Oh my gosh, and I can't type. Health.com. Just to give you guys an update on my dogs and to tell you, James, when I was on vacation, I put them in a board and train
Uh-huh.
for 4 weeks. They're perfectly well-behaved dogs now.
Well, and here's the thing though, Alicia. Are you trained to keep them
Yes.
trained?
So
Okay.
at the end, you get 3 sessions with
Uh-huh.
the trainer, and we've learned all the things. So now everyone in the household is trying very hard to do all the things. And so far, so good. We just can't get relaxed because if you start being
Yep.
inconsistent, then the old behaviors start coming back. So
Yep.
we have some people coming over tonight. It'll be the first time having visitors over. So we've got our thing
Let me
set
know
up.
how that
Yep,
goes.
yep, I will. Yeah. So, okay, cool. Thank you so much, Raymond, for putting the YouTube link up. And I put the CommunityFit at westernhealth.com. And again, happy holidays, everyone. Thank you, James, for all of your hard work and dedication to this class and this program. We love you. Thank you so much. And thank you to Raymond, who kept
Yep.
everything going while I was
Yep.
gone the last several weeks. So, and then thank you to all of you who are around and help us to keep this program going. So happy holidays and we'll see you next year.
Thanks, everybody.
All
Have a good one.
right.
Bye, guys.
Bye.